thing's light enough, I just carried it up the stairs with my left hand. Alright guys, here it is, the Define 7 Compact. Now just a little bit ago we had a video about the Define 7 XL, so that was kind of the extreme on the large side of the spectrum, and this is something of an extreme on the small side of the spectrum. Now this is by no means the smallest case available, but as far as the Define 7 line goes, this is as small as you get. Now we're going to be opening this thing up, we're going to be looking at the specs some, and we're going to be migrating my current PC into this. So let's get to it. Here we've got the pretty standard box that comes with your Define 7 case. Inside you'll see we've got our user's guide. We've got the replaceable top that'll allow airflow for our top fans, as well as the accessory box that has things like mounting points and screws inside of it and whatnot. Now there are two things that I'm not going to be able to move from the old case to the new case, and the first would be, kind of obviously, this massive fan that's in the top here. This is something like, I think it's like a 270, 280 millimeter fan or something. The thing is just monstrous. And while it's been great for getting air out of the case, it obviously is not going to, it's obviously not going to go into our new case. The second is the media dock, which I haven't really decided what I'm going to do about this yet, but this brand new media dock we just got we're really going to use this for our new workstation PC that we're hoping to build probably at the later end of this year, maybe early next year. It just kind of depends when DDR5 gets finalized and when computer component prices become reasonable. But this doesn't really have anywhere to go in here. If you look on the inside here, if we open this up, which side opens? Let's see here. Oh, maybe neither side opens with this case. So this case doesn't actually look like the front opens. Okay, so this one, the front doesn't open since, I mean, it should still pop off, but it doesn't open since it's not the, you don't have the drive bay options. So because it doesn't have the drive bay options, you've just got fans in there. Yeah, the front doesn't actually open like it does with the 7XL. Well, that's good to know. You just pull the filter out the bottom, I guess, because there should still be a filter up there. Yeah. Oh, maybe there isn't. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. So placing the two side by side, we can see that the Define is a bit shorter in length, about the same height though, and the Define is also a little bit wider than the Antec case. Getting to work here, one of the first things we needed to do was move around the fans. Removing the front panel turned out to be a little bit more challenging than anticipated, but we did get it off. Then we went through several questionable iterations of how I wanted to do the fans and eventually realized that I actually had extra 140mm fans laying around from my Define 7 XL case. So I elected that I would install all of those, so we got two 140mm in the top and two 140mm in the front. This will hopefully provide me enough airflow until I get some beefier fans than these stock ones, but they seem to be holding up so far, so I think we're good. Now, with the front off here on the Antec case, you can see we've got this sucker stuffed. I mean, it's not as stuffed as it could be, or even as it has been, but I mean, we're pretty loaded in here. Now, the drive cages were a pain in the butt to work with. They're just not convenient at all. You get a drive in here, and yeah, good luck getting it out or servicing it all without taking apart like half the case. Just not convenient at all. Our cooler, which I don't even think I'd checked if this fit before I bought it, barely fits in there with the cover on. I mean, you've got like much space, which we're not going to have much more really with the Define case, but everything's going to fit, and it's actually going to wind up being more spacious. Now, we do have this Ancient of Days power supply that has been running for like 13 years, but you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we're going to keep using that. One of the real bummers about this case though is yeah, let's look at the back. Now, back in 2008, cable management probably wasn't quite what it is nowadays. Yeah, so you can see the back of this case. There's basically nowhere to put cables. So either all of your cables just sat bunched down here in the bottom, which is the way the computer really was for a long time until I rebuilt it a couple years back. There wasn't really an option. I cut this myself here. I cut this hole, I cut another hole in the bottom. And you know, you're just kind of left with a hot mess, especially when you don't have a modular power supply. You've got all these cables that you've got to put somewhere. And there just isn't really any room in here. So the new case will give us a lot more space for cable management and such. We'll actually be able to hide a lot of this under that shroud in the bottom, because a lot of this we're still not using. And yeah, hot mess. Moving the power supply first was looking like a hot mess, so I opted to move the motherboard first. But then that was running into issues because I no longer really had room in the top, and at the time I didn't realize I could entirely remove the fan cage on top, which is somewhat unfortunate. So we wound up having a lot of fun kind of moving fans back in and out to have enough room that we could plug in the fan power cord as well as the 8-pin from the PSU. With the fans in, I was able to then get the motherboard secured down. With the motherboard secured, we were able to put the GPU back in as well as my FireWire card. Now, cable management did take a hot minute, especially since this is a non-modular PSU, and getting all those extra cables into the bottom shroud was a little bit difficult, but it was manageable. And actually, it all fits decently well. I mean, it took a little bit of work, but I can't say I'm really disappointed with the results. I'm actually quite happy with them. Alright, so this has taken a lot longer than I anticipated, but we're basically there. So we've got the back panel on. We'll show our cable management in a minute. We're about to get all these other panels on. I just wanted to note real quick, so the front, so it doesn't have an air filter like the XL does, because the XL has the front that opens and closes. This one, it's got air filters still. They're on either side, and they do just come out. So you got to pop this front piece off, and then they just come right out. So still removable, still cleanable, still has air filters in the front, just a little bit different than we were anticipating. So let's take a look at our handiwork and how good it actually looks. Alright, so now for the real test. Will it turn on? Oh, gotta flip the switch. Now for the real test. We've got a light. We've got a light. Well, we had power for a moment. Oh! We have power. We're looking good. Looking good.